Hi all, welcome back to Alaskan Ballistics. This is Chuck. We have the Ruger Redhawk 2.5 inch 44 Magnum versus the 3.6 inch barrel of the Glock 29 in 10 millimeter. We're shooting 180 grain jacketed hollow point Hornady XTP loaded by Underwood. So Kentucky Ballistics also has a video on this, but he used different barrel links, so make sure you go check that out. I don't want to be copying him in any way, but he had the 180 grains from both of them, his ballistic gel test, and a really great video. But he's using very different barrel links. So we have short barrels here. This is kind of, I got out of the bare woods, I changed magazines, or I put in a different rounds in the revolver, and I'm walking into the store. Which one is kind of a better personal protection round? Again, comes down to all personal preference. You guys be the judge. Y'all be the judge, rather. I'm from the South. I gotta quit saying you guys. We have the 10 millimeter 180 grain. Here's the 10 millimeter. As you can see there, they put nice nickel casings on it. Box says it's supposed to be going 1,300 feet per second. Here's the 44 Magnum right here. Again, they used brass casings this time, which was a little weird. These guns are loaded, so I'm not picking them up. When you have moose come and eat stuff by your door and bed down on by your apartment door in the middle of the night, and you let your dog out in the morning, you leave your guns loaded. Especially this one's got the 255 grain Keith in it, and this has got the 155 grain Underwood in. And I actually used this one with the 155 grain Underwood XTPs to scare off a black bear a few weeks ago, and more coming about that in the next few weeks. We didn't get as good as shots off with the Glock 29. I was still new to the gun and still practicing with it a lot, and so I did pull one of the shots pretty bad, and then I had a couple of them deflect. Even though I didn't pull them too bad, they kind of deflected a little bit. So give me some grace on that, or troll me in the comments, whichever way you want to do it. I don't mind either way. We're going to do a chronograph video, and then at the end of the video, we will do a ribs, watermelon, and water bottle penetration test. 10 millimeter versus 44 Magnum, short barreled edition. This is the Glock 29, and then we'll get the 2.5 inch Ruger Redhawk out. Both are shooting 180 grain Underwood XTPs. 12-15, 12-14, 12-41, 12-30, 12-28, and 12-38. Let me get the 44 Magnum. 15-44, 15-19, 15-84, 14-90, 14-47, and 14-17. That should be 6. That's 6. Okay, check out the penetration test we got lined up for these guys. We'll see you in a minute. Check out the add-up slide.
The Glock 29 had an average muzzle velocity of 12.27 2/3, a standard deviation of 10.306, and an average muzzle energy of 602.554 foot-pounds of energy. The Ruger Redhawk had an average muzzle velocity of 1,500.66666 2/3, a standard deviation that was pathetic of 56.49, and an average muzzle energy of 900.32 foot-pounds of energy. We were at about 800 feet of elevation. The wind was blowing in 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts, and the temperature was about 42 degrees. This week's shout out goes out to Mr. Big Kid. Mr. Big Kid. Make sure you check him out. Vlogs, gun reviews, gun videos, other cool stuff. Check him out. It's his birthday. Go subscribe to him, Mr. Big Kid.
Okay, so for this 44 mag versus 10 millimeter hollow point setup, we've got some ribs, a cantaloupe, and we've got some water jugs lined up behind it here to catch it, and we will see what they do. Here we go. 10 millimeter Underwood 180 grain jacketed hollow point. Let's see what it does against these ribs, a cantaloupe, and some water jugs. Here we go. All right, let's go check out the damage.
It hit right here in the middle. Looks like it blew through our cantaloupe pretty good. Came into this one here, ripped along the side of the second jug, and it skipped and had enough penetration to still keep going and landed in this jug way back here on the table. It skipped out the side, landed, went up into the jug up here, and it's at the bottom of that jug. I'm surprised we found that one. It must have pulled just a little or deflected a little through it. But let's look at that bullet. So that was ribs, cantaloupe, went through 2 jugs. You can see clearly there's an exit hole right there on the back of that jug. It just came out the side. They tend to do that. Went through this jug, all right, on the side, and then went into this jug. So deflected, but it still went through, it got caught in the 4th jug after that. Let's look at it. I don't know if it hit bone or whatnot, but that kind of didn't deform on that side at all, didn't peel back, smushed a little bit right there. And that was the XTP 180 grain from Underwood loading. Okay, here we go. 44 Magnum, Ruger Redhawk 2.5 inch. Got 180 grain Hornady XTP loaded in it from Underwood. Hornady XTP bullet, but from Underwood loading. I'm going to aim just below the last 10mm hole. We've got the ribs, the cantaloupe, and the water jugs lined up behind it. The 10mm I think kind of pulled off to the side, so we might do that shot over again. Here we go. Oh yeah, that one we got a nice center shot on. Let's see what we got. All right, we can see right here through the ribs, it tore a great big old hole. The most rib damage we've had so far. And then went right into the first one, and the bullet is in the second one, hit dead center. And the bullet is in the second one. We're gonna have to redo that 10mm shot and see if it actually compares. Let's get the bullet out. Okay, there's the 44 Magnum. You can see that really expanded real nicely. And just a beautiful, beautiful shot through the ribs, through the cantaloupe, went straight through the middle. We're gonna redo the 10mm shot. I only got a smaller cantaloupe, but we're gonna redo that shot. Maybe I pulled it, or maybe it hit a rib and deflected. Let's see if we got something different on another try. Here we go, 10mm Glock 29. We're gonna try this one more time with the pork ribs, the cantaloupe, 180 grain XTP from Underwood. See if I can get a little better shot here. I think I made a worse shot. Let's see. So it tore through the ribs there. Somehow missed the cantaloupe completely. I don't know if it knocked the cantaloupe out of the way or what. But I was aiming right here. I picked out a spot to aim. Here's the bullet. Just the core jacket of the bullet. I don't see the core. The core must have kept flying. All we have is just the jacket. We'll have to try that shot even one more time. Wind out here. 10mm, take 3 on this one. 10mm versus ribs, cantaloupe, and water jugs. It's hard because you can't really see where the cantaloupe is. behind the ribs. So I've got my stuff marked out here. Take number 3. Alright, looks like we got a pretty good cantaloupe split that time. And let's see, it looks like it grazed and went into one of the side jugs. Let's see if we got it. So yeah, I pulled it to the side just a little bit, split the cantaloupe real well, came through here, went through there, and the bullet is in the bottom down here. Man, I'm not having luck with this today. See, very similar to the first one we did, as far as not expanding really well. So I was aiming right for the edge of this, and I hit right there, and that's what happened. So those are our 3 10mm shots. You can see that they grazed and they turned a little bit more, whereas we only had to take one shot with the 44 Magnum. It went straight, didn't hit anything on the side, didn't knock a rib and go sideways like a couple of these did. So we did have jacket separation on one of them, which is weird. I've never had that happen with a Hornady XTP bullet before, so I don't know what it hit or how it hit, but we had jacket separation. So 10mm versus 44 Magnum for personal protection. I'd have to say 44 Magnum kind of wins as far as doing what it was supposed to do and penetrating as far as it's supposed to penetrate. Of course, you got all that energy with 10mm. Not as much as 44 Magnum, but you got all that energy with 10mm, and you've got 10 rounds in that gun plus 15 round backup mag. So 180 grain XTP. Support us on Patreon so I can afford more practice apparently with these.
God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.